Hello, folks. Welcome to this lesson on conducting. This is just a really basic crash course. I mean, you can get your degree in conducting, you can take university courses in conducting. Really, though, the best way to get better at conducting is to just do it a lot and do it with a group of people, meaning like conduct an ensemble. I know that my conducting has gone through many different phases. Sometimes, I used to conduct pit orchestras only. Then I started playing piano and conducting at the same time, and now I conduct a choir. And even since the time I've been conducting a choir, my conducting has gotten a lot different, a lot stronger. You just learn things by doing them, and reading and watching and all those kinds of things, and adapting and recognizing that you got room to grow. So this is really just a basic crash course. If you're one of my students, then this lines up with our last unit of intermediate theory in one of the rotations. So this is really kind of a supplement to what we do in class. There's a lot we can do on a video. I'm going to be sitting, which means that my conducting it's going to be the placement's going to be a little bit weird. Normally we do this standing, but this can just kind of help you and fill in some of the gaps if you've got questions from class. So anyway, here we go. All right, conducting. We're going to be covering. Let's see, can I get my little laser pointer? We're going to be conducting patterns, entrances, cutoffs, dynamics, interpretation, those kinds of things. There are different schools of patterns and conducting and different ways that people do things. I'm just going to teach the way that I do it. I've gone through different phases of what I do. I used to do two-handed conducting based on literature that I'd read, and I hated it, and people didn't like it, and I got feedback that it didn't look very good, so I don't do that anymore. But this is all based on kind of what I do, and then you'll see it in other places as well. But all right, so here's our conducting. So what do you already know about conducting? This is meant in the classroom as a conversation piece, but what's the purpose of a conductor? Conductors keep people together. We keep time. We help with entrances and cutoffs. We help express something. Usually the conductor / director is also kind of like the artistic voice of the ensemble, but it's still part of the ensemble, right? I am part of the choirs that I work with. Even though I have a different job than other people, I'm still part of the choir, and some of that is taking feedback and coming and bouncing ideas off of the members. But the big kind of nuts and bolts of it, right? Like the bus driver is also on the bus, right? The bus driver is also going places, but the bus driver is in charge of how fast the bus goes. When do we pick up people? When do we let people off? Those kinds of things. The conductor has a similar kind of thing. We find the patterns, we make the patterns, we bring people in. We cut people off. We decide how long a note's going to be held. We're kind of the point person for a lot of those kind of decisions that get made, as well as just keeping time. Conductor's in charge of the tempo. Sometimes the choir doesn't follow that, but the conductor is supposed to be in charge of it. What kind of things does a conductor do? Patterns, which we're going to get to in a little bit. What should a conductor be thinking about? Lots of stuff. All right, here's the basic elements of conducting. We've got patterns, we've got entrances and cutoffs, and we've got interpretation and expression of the music. For the first little bit here, we're going to be doing the patterns. Patterns are probably the thing that most people think of when they think of a conductor, is someone up there waving their arms, right? But I think a conductor probably thinks of that a lot less, especially once you get some experience. But still, that is probably what we'll spend the most time thinking about and practicing. Is just a lot of beating the pattern. Okay. So first up, we have to find our ictus. Ictus is a word that has lots of different meanings, but for as far as it's concerned for conducting, it is where you place the bounce of your pattern. Okay, so I'll back up a little bit, but if I've got my pattern here, now this is quite high, just so I can get it on the camera. Normally you want this pattern to be right around like your navel. Okay, if it starts to sneak up too high, you start to lose range. Just like if you're singing too loud all the time, okay, then you don't have the ability to sing any louder, and you lose that dynamic range. But I'll just show you right here. Okay, the ictus, I'm doing a pattern of 4 right now. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Now, I'm left-handed, so I do all these things with my left hand. Okay. If you are right-handed, like the majority of people, then you'll do them with the right. But it makes it kind of nice because you can mirror what I'm doing, which is nifty. So as I'm beating my pattern of 4, all right. Let's take it back a step. Don't do 4. We're just gonna tap. Okay. When I was learning, we talked about that it's like you're touching a hot stove. The ictus is right around here, okay, on your body, probably. Depends, a little bit changes depending on your height. But wherever you're conducting your pattern, wherever you think of like your strike zone, your box for your pattern, the ictus is kind of at the bottom center of it. And really, what we want for the ictus is, where is your rebound? Okay, a lot of people think of like, I'm conducting like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. If I'm thinking of dropping on 1, I'm late. Okay, and your choir is going to slow down. Where you make the bounce, that's where your ictus is. That's where you bounce your hand off of the hot stove. That is where your actual beat is. Okay, so if I'm thinking 2, here we go. Pop, 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 pop. So if my sound and my video are lined up right, I should be thinking about that the bounce is where the actual beat is. That's where our ictus is. Okay, that's how we make it clear to a choir where the beat is where that bounces. That's where we're actually going to be watching for where the beat happens. Okay, so basic conducting, palm down, mostly hand relaxed but not floppy. You think of like your hand is kind of a little bit rigid, but not like, all right. You're bouncing just lightly off of that hot stove. So find that ictus, right? I made on here, right, this like mannequin. The arrow's pointing right towards its midsection. Okay, that's about where we want that ictus to be. So if I stood up back here, pop, 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 pop. That's approximately where it's going to be. I'm going full lumberjack today, in case you couldn't tell. All right, so there's our ictus. Now, basic patterns. This is why you came here, right? This is why you wanted to watch this video. That's the thing about the rebound. All right, the 2 pattern. Now, there are different schools about where these beats should go. My preference is that most things stay pretty close to the middle. Some people will do a hook where it's like off to the side. Okay, I've never really liked that. I like it just to be all in the center. Now, how do I turn? I didn't realize that when I made those dots that they were just gonna be permanent. It's because I want the laser pointer, baby. Take me back to 1992. All right, so there's my 2 pattern, right? So some people will, like I said, put the second beat way out here. I've never liked that though. I like it right in the middle. These diagrams are for righties only. The lefties should do the mirror image of it, or yeah. Okay, so here's our 2 pattern, right? Little fish hook. It kind of moves off to the side. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now you might notice this is pretty small. Common mistake of young conductors. I did this too. Boom, boom, boom. It's really big. Big old fish hook, you know? We're catching sharks with this guy. No, you can keep it pretty small. Because again, when you get big and you want a big sound, you want to have this height up here. Otherwise, you can keep it pretty small. You'll also save yourself a lot of shoulder pain if you keep it pretty small. So you'll notice my palm is mostly down. Sometimes I open it up a little bit. But 1, 2. You're getting that beat off of where the ictus is, off that little bounce. Okay, so that's our 2 pattern. Let's do 8 bars together. 1, 2, ready, and 5, 2, 6, 2, 7, 2, 8, 2. There we go. That's easy. Maybe we can do a little singing. Okay, so we'll do like do, re, 1, 2. Do, re, 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 do, re. We'll get into that in a little bit, what I just did. All right, that's our 2 pattern. Our 3 patterns, kind of like a triangle. Okay, notice that the 2, oops, I gotta fix this. The 2 is off to the side, the 3 is most definitely not off to the side. I like to put my 3 right in the middle. Okay, so there's our 3 pattern. What if I do this? Oh, whoops. That was a big mistake. Sorry about that. You just saw behind the curtain, saw Wizard of Oz back there. All right, the 3 pattern. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So my 2 is over there. 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Now you notice I'm doing a little bit of like almost like an infinity sign over here. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. This. Boom, boom. We have words for these. Okay. We have, when we go down, we call that the downbeat. Okay. When we move our hand down, that's a downbeat. When we move our hand back up on the 3, that's the upbeat. Downbeat to upbeat, down to upbeat, down to upbeat, down to up, down to up. We often have a breath on the upbeat. 1, 2. La 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 la. We often have like a breath as we go up. Okay, so the upbeat is really, really important. And as we get to, when we get to entrances later, we want to breathe often on an upbeat no matter where the breath is supposed to be. It's always on an upbeat. Okay, so there's our 3. It's like a triangle, right? Straight side, out, and back, except we loop it a little bit. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. All right, do it with me. 1, 2, and here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and done. Okay, now maybe sing a little bit. We'll do do. Let's do do re mi 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 do. Keep going. Re mi fa sol mi fa sol mi fa sol mi. All right, so there's our 3 pattern. Next up, our 4 pattern. We add an extra beat to it, which is obvious, but the 2 goes across our body and the 3 is to the side. Okay, so if you're right-handed, when I say across my body, I mean this way. Okay, outside my body is that way. So across my body, depending on which hand is your dominant hand. So I'm left-handed, so that means my 2 goes to my right, my 3 goes to my left, and my 4 is still going up to prep for that downbeat again. Okay, so I'll show you. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's like I'm touching a little spot. Across my body. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Depending on the style of the song, it might be smoother. It might make my hand a little bit more open. If it's really precise, 2, 3, 4. I might make it a little bit smaller and more staccato. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Now, a choir and orchestra, they are rarely going to be like holding on for dear life to every single beat. Certain songs pieces, yes, but rarely are they. So you might see a conductor, whoa, you know, where they're holding the baton and it's like, you know, like where is the beat? Partly because the orchestra or whatever ensemble is feeling the beat mostly, and they're every once in a while looking up like, am I supposed to be playing now? Or, you know, sometimes the conducting is just really bad. And not saying the conductor is bad or the director is bad, but you know, sometimes it's just like a little hard to tell what's going on if it's too loosey-goosey. You know, and sometimes an ensemble will say like, I don't know where beat 4 is, and then that's like, wow, you gotta really do some hard thinking. But 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's do we'll do 4 beats of 4. Okay, 1, 2, ready, and 1, 2, 3, and upbeat, downbeat, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you may have noticed, you're saying, Tim/Mr. Kraack, you said to keep your palm down like this all the time. Okay, I did say that. That's because it's a basic place to start. Right? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Sometimes my hand opens up a little bit. What's really important though is I'm not letting my hand turn into like a noodle floating around. 1, 2, 3, 4. You conduct a group like this, and they will never know where you are. Plus, it's really like, it does not feel super good. 1, 2. You just have to make sure that, think of like the ictus being kind of on your fingers without too much extra waves going on. Okay. So if I keep looking down here, it's because I'm watching myself do all these things. All right, so there's my 4 pattern. So I have those 4 different patterns now, right? Here's some reminders. The beat is where you hit the ictus. Watch out for extraneous movement. Keep your stable and your palm, Keep your arm stable and your palm mostly parallel to the floor. Downbeat is 1. Upbeat is when your hand returns to 1, so it's the last beat of the measure. So if you're in 2/4, or any pattern with 2 beats per measure, 6/8 would work the same way. Your downbeat is beat 1, your upbeat is beat 2. If you're in a measure pattern of 3, your downbeat is 1, your upbeat is 3. If you're in 4, your downbeat is 1, your upbeat is 4. So now we're going to do an exercise. Okay? In this exercise, we are going to do 8 bars of 2, then 8 bars of 3, then 8 bars of 4. Okay? And because this is an educational video, we're going to do it together. Okay? It's going to take a little bit of time. So I'm going to stand up, but we're going to do 8 bars of 2, 8 bars of 3, 8 bars of 4. I'll do my best to count them and not get messed up myself. Here we go. 1, 2, here we go. 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, 6, 2, 7, 2. Now beats of 3. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 6, 2, 3, 7, 2, 3. Now 4, 4, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Oops, that was 2. 3, 2, 3, 4. 4, 2, 3, 4. 5, 2, 3, 4. 6, 2, 3, 4. 7, 2, 3, 4. 8, 2, 3, and then we're done. All right, good. So that was 8 bars of each thing. Now we're going to do 4 bars of each thing. Okay, here we go. Start with 2. 1, 2, here we go. 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2. Now 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4. Now 4, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and then we're done. All right, now we were gonna do 3 bars of each of those, and then 2 bars, and then 1 bar. Let's just skip to the 1 bar because that's the most fun. Okay, so we're gonna do 1 bar of each 4 times. Okay, so like this, it'll be like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, all right, it's like that. We're gonna do that 4 times. Here we go. 1, 2, starting with the 2, and going to the 3. 1, 2, then the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 fish hook, triangle, cross the body, outside up. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's harder to talk outside of rhythm and conduct than you would think. Or maybe you would think that. But anyway, I got a little mixed up every once in a while. So that is it. You know what? This video is long enough. I am going to split this up. Okay, so this was our beats, our patterns. The next video is going to be on entrances and cutoffs, and then we'll do a little bit of expression work, okay? So thanks so much for being here. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.